Oh, the wonders of slot machines. Playing on one of these casino favorites is easy, quick, and requires little to no effort. Just a little bit of luck and you could be on your way home richer than you were before when you walked in.
Oh my god. Thank you. Okay, wait.
Or so they would have you believe. Ever wonder why you keep going back again and again, even after losing so much money and only winning a couple of times? Well, today, we're going to break down the psychology of slot machine addiction and the little but intentional things casinos do to keep you hooked and coming back for more. And very quickly before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the channel to attract money into your life. And while you're at it, turn on notifications so you can always stay in the loop. Comment down below your biggest casino win ever. We would love to know. Without further ado, let's begin. Targeting addicts. Casinos' most valued customers aren't big one-time spenders, but primarily problem gamblers and outright addicts. Despite big losses by these customers, or more so, because of their losses.
This fella's getting awful heavy. All on one guess.
The casinos lure them to return with benefits that include complimentary meals and drinks, car service, freebies from the casino gift shop, golf excursions for their non-gambling spouses, and some casinos even provide first-class plane tickets and rooms in 5-star hotels. They also employ hosts who befriend large spenders and use special offers to encourage them to stay longer or return soon. Some hosts receive bonuses that are tied to the amount customers spend beyond their expected losses, which are calculated using the data gathered from previous visits. Gamblers are assigned value rankings based on their amount of losses. The biggest losers are referred to as whales.
Come on, Beck.
There we go.
One such example is Caroline Richardson, who became a whale for the Ameristar Casino in Council Bluffs, Iowa. In 2011 alone, she lost nearly $2 million, primarily on the casino's slot machines. The casino allegedly allowed her to go behind the cashier's cage, an area strictly off-limits to patrons, to collect more cash to gamble with. It increased the limits on some slot machines so that she could spend more on single games. It also made a new machine off-limits to other customers so that Richardson could be the first to play it. Management assigned Richardson an executive host who offered her free drinks, meals, hotel stays, and tickets to entertainment. Richardson, who at the time was her company's controller, embezzled $4.1 million over the course of 2 years to support her gambling addiction, and consequently, in 2014, Richardson, then 54, was sentenced to 14 to 20 years in prison for the crime. The thefts ultimately put the company she embezzled from out of business. The suit claimed that the casino had ample reason to presume that Richardson, who earned about $62,000 a year, had come into the money she gambled by fraudulent means.
40,500,000 all in.
Gambling is a drug-free addiction, yet despite the fact there is no external chemical at work in the brain, the neurological and physiological reactions to the stimulus are similar to those of drug or alcohol addicts. Some gambling addicts report that they experience a high, resembling that produced by a powerful drug. Like drug addicts, they develop a tolerance, and when they can't gamble, they show signs of withdrawal, such as panic attacks, anxiety, insomnia, headaches, and heart palpitations. Approximately 3 million to 4 million Americans are pathological gamblers, and 1 in 5 gambling addicts attempt suicide. Given the guilt and shame involved, gambling addiction frequently progresses to profound despair. The National Council on Problem Gambling estimates that 1 in 5 gambling addicts attempt suicide, the highest rate among addicts of any kind. There are no accurate figures for suicides related to gambling problems, but there are some tragic examples, like the police officer who shot himself in the head at a Detroit casino, the accountant who jumped to his death from a London skyscraper in despair over his online gambling addiction, and the 24-year-old student who killed himself in Las Vegas after losing his financial aid money to gambling. Quick, easy, and continuous. Unlike other games, slot machines only require a single action and promise varieties of rewards, with the jackpot as the ultimate goal. So it's easy to keep pushing that button and pulling that lever with the hopes of finally hitting a jackpot without noticing you've spent all the money you've came with only meager winnings to show for it.
Oh my God! That is the major biggest
biggest jackpot ever.
Even though slot machines are considered to be a light form of gambling, due to their relatively low stakes, ease of play, and short gaming time, historically, they are actually the most addictive. Playing on a slot machine is solitary, rapid, and continuous. There are no interruptions like you would experience in a live poker game, where you have to wait for cards to be dealt or wait for the other players. With slot machines, you can go directly from one hand to the next. There's no clear stopping point built into the game. You don't even need to stop to put bills in the machine. The machines take credit or barcoded tickets. The machines are not programmed to never land a jackpot, but they are few and far between, with only a few jackpots winning a day. The near-miss effect. On the slot screens, it may appear as though you almost landed a jackpot, only missing by one real image passing too fast or too slow. But in reality, this doesn't happen. This is because the RNG upon you pushing the spin button has already randomly tabulated your pick. So in fact, that spin effect is just for show and has no bearing on whether you were close to landing a jackpot or not.
Oh my God, finally!
It's either you were going to win or you weren't. There's no almost in between. The only thing the spin does is psychologically manipulate the player into thinking you were so close. Try again and again and again. The machine zone. Natasha Dowskal, associate professor in New York City's Department of Media, Culture and Communications, and author of the book Addiction by Design, invented the term machine zone. She used it to describe the state of immersion users of slot machines experience, during which they lose all sense of space, time, bodily awareness, and monetary value. This state is brought about by a series of factors, such as bright lights exuding from screens, sounds from surrounding machines all chumming together, and the promise of a jackpot or two that ultimately keep the gambler hooked. Natasha explained that, contrary to what we might think,
when I win a big jackpot, I feel angry and frustrated.
Gamblers experience a sense of safety and certainty. When they interact with the slot machines, they enter a zone that feels comfortable and safe. You're not playing to win, you're playing to stay in the zone. A zone where all of your daily worries, your bodily pains, your anxieties about money and time all fade away. Natasha interviews a gambler to inquire about the zoning effect the machines had on them, and one had this to say: "It's like being in the eye of a storm. Your vision is clear on the machine in front of you, but the whole world is spinning around you, and you can't really hear anything." Playing using chips. All casinos make use of chips, and most slot machines also make use of these chips. While a few others accept cash, vouchers, and tokens, these chips are small and are designed to represent cash denominations. You could have 50,000 in one palm. The small and seemingly valueless nature of these chips keeps the gambler inserting more and more, loss after loss, barely aware of the amount he is throwing in until he has gone too far to take notice. Gamblers have lost tens of thousands of dollars in a single night to slot machines, and when asked why they didn't stop when they noticed they were getting low on chips, they simply answered, "I didn't notice." Modern-day slot machines. Older slot machines had actual spinning reels behind the screen glass. Each reel had a limited amount of images, which ranged from 20 to about 35. This limited amount of possible reel images gave players a level of assessment of the possible outcome of the odds, however flawed their intuition might be. Some gamblers even developed a sense of familiarity, confidence, and awareness when playing with the older slot machines. The introduction of digital and virtual screens that come with programmed chips have completely erased the real system and replace them with mathematical calculations and algorithms that greatly reduce the possibility of a jackpot win. Unknown to the player, who thinks he's up against a spinning reel rather than an algorithm, hence the low winning streak of gamblers using slots. The cultural history of gambling in the US goes hand in hand with new technological advances, not just because technology makes these new kinds of machines possible, but because people have become more trusting and comfortable with machines and computers. This trust reflects in casino revenues. 80% of revenue in casino cities like Las Vegas comes from individual encounters with slot machines rather than social forms of play around a table. Whereas Whereas in places like Macau, which have much greater revenue from gambling than Las Vegas, it's the complete opposite. 80% is coming from the table games because people have a distrust of computers and machines. The casino design. If you've seen one casino, you've basically seen them all, with similar decor and arrangements, all carefully designed to keep you hooked and spending. Casinos are known for arranging slot machines in an almost maze-like pattern in order to make sure you see a slot machine at every corner. This, coupled with certain scents and aromas, meant to raise endorphin levels and keep you happy and betting even after you lose a few rounds. Upbeat music is always playing to keep you moving, betting faster, and optimistic to win.
22. We had 50 cents. We had like 3 spins on 50 cents.
The absence of clocks and windows all contribute to the casino owner's goal of making you lose your sense of time. Making bathrooms and exits scarce and difficult to find, but having an ocean of slot machines everywhere, all looking bright and inviting, has a way of getting you where the casino owners want you. The next time you're thinking of hitting the slot machine at your local casino, remember, you just might be heading into a Venus flytrap that won't let you go. And that concludes our video. Do you have any questions about slot machines and their casino overlords, or a slot machine experience you would like to share? Be sure to let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to like and share with your friends. Till we meet again, stay woke.